Today is our reset day. Every week on Friday or Saturday, we take time out of our week for most of the day and just reset. So that involves things like cleaning, organizing, returning things, paying for things, decluttering things, maybe dropping things off places. But we have decided that through our marriage, we found that this regular rhythm has helped us really and immensely have good weeks, that it's important to prepare. I think we really started doing this when we were diving into the importance of Sabbath, of rest. And we realized that, well, if we want to actually rest, whether that be Sunday or Saturday, if we want to have a day of rest, we have to have a day of preparation. This is the same actually for the Jewish people, is that before the Sabbath, they would go and they would get ready, because if they didn't get ready, they couldn't rest. Like modern day, you can't rip toilet paper on the Sabbath, so you would have to go through and you would have to manually rip the toilet paper. Or, if you have to eat, you have to do the cooking, you have to do all the work before you can enjoy it. And so for us, we found that, okay, well, if we're going to enjoy the Sabbath, then we have to have a day of preparation. And for us, this reset day is pivotal. We usually start every reset day with Mass. And then after Mass, we'll go to our local coffee shop that we really love. And we'll sit there with our coffee in hand, probably get a muffin or a scone. And we just write down all the things that we have to get done. We usually already have some things in mind, but we sit there for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, just enjoying your company, sure, taking a pause, but also allowing that time to be an opportunity for us to really okay, what needs to get done? What should we prioritize? When can we do it? Who can help with what? And then we usually also organize it and say, okay, all this stuff is done at the house. All this stuff is done outside the house. I can do this. You can do this. Avril, you want to help with this? Great. And so we go and we have this regular rhythm. And we think that rhythm is so important, and something that we have found in our marriage is that this regular rhythm is really helpful. One of the big reasons it's helpful is that it creates predictability. That when we have regular practices, we know, okay, hey, tomorrow's Friday, it's our reset day, so let's get ready for that. Avila, our daughter, knows as soon as I get a notepad out and start writing stuff, she's like, oh, is it reset day? I was like, no, I'm just journaling about something, or I'm just writing a note down. So she knows that when we start making lists, it's reset day. And for her, that's helpful, because then if it's reset day, we also pair that usually with family movie night or pizza night, depending on if we remember to get stuff for pizza. But then there's excitement around that. Like, oh, it's reset day. That means it's also pizza day, and it's also movie night. And so she looks forward to that as a 4-year-old, that regularity, that rhythm. It also just builds sustainability into our days, because we know, okay, if we don't get everything clean today, if we don't get all the laundry done, we have it to do on a reset day. So it gives us a breath to relax, take a second, and just, okay, it's okay if it doesn't get done. We have reset day. Another thing that we feel like is important for rhythm and regularity is we as humans need it. God created the seasons for a purpose, but God created the seasons. Earth creation is very rhythmic. We have the big seasons, the 4 major seasons. You have fall, winter, spring, summer, and there's different things happening, and that's necessary for the environment to have the different things happening. But even on a smaller scale, every day there's a rhythm. The sun comes up, it goes throughout the day, and it comes down. Then the moon comes up, and different things happen at different times throughout the day. And nature expects this rhythm. Nature relies on the rhythm. If the sun didn't come up one day, our plants may not do as well. If the moon didn't shift, the tides on the water would be affected, and that could affect the whole ecosystem. All that stuff relies on the rhythm. God intentionally created a rhythmic, seasonal creation. And another thing that allows within that is these different touch points. I think that that's important, that you can build in these touch points, these moments of pause, and where, okay, at 6, at noon, and at 6, I take a moment, I breathe, I say a prayer, whatever that is. The Angelus, of course, is a great way to build in rhythm, but it forces you to just have opportunities of break. The book Father Mark Mary Ames, Habits for Holiness, he talks about this idea of we should sanctify our whole life. We should sanctify our year, we should sanctify our month, we should sanctify our weeks, and we should sanctify our days. Finding ways to set apart time throughout this whole rhythmic, seasonal time is important for our human flourishing, because it allows us to make sure we're not just going from this to this to this to this. We are set up for flourishing when we're living in consistent patterns, when we know what we're doing and why we're doing it with purpose. It also actually creates more freedom in that we know, Friday is reset day, Sunday is Sabbath, Tuesday is your work day, Wednesday is your work day. This is when you go to weekly mass. This is when we go to confession. When you have these, kind of stakes or these pillars in your life, there's some security there that now I can navigate outside of that and within that. But when they put a fence in, they would get more grazing area. And it's similar with children at a playground. When they put the fence up, the children would wander more and get more use out of the place. So it's the same thing with our rhythm, with patterns. It's not about this stale boom, boom, boom monastic. Some people may think that's rigid. They pray at 6, at 9, at 12, at 3, at 6, at 9, at 5, whatever. Like, that's rigid. You just feel like you're going from thing to thing. But no, it actually creates freedom in that, I know that I have this next thing. So my block of time in between that can be used for leisure or rhythm or prayer. It allows you to not get caught up on or too hyper-focused on something specific. It allows you to take a break, zoom out, and reconnect with your purpose, reconnect with your regular rhythm. And in that way, it brings peace. Because I feel like we live in a culture that's so just turbulent and searching for some rootedness. And everything is so transient. Everything we see in our culture is so just changing. And so if we're able to build in this rhythm, if we're able to build in this consistency, then even if things change, even if your 4-year-old gets a year old, or even if your 1.5-year-old stops sleeping through the night, you still have these pillars that keep you grounded. That no matter what, Friday is reset day. It's an opportunity to catch up on any of those emails we have, to drop off the packages we need to ship. We know we have Sunday to rest, to just be with family. I know I have my time of prayer in the morning, as long as I get up in the morning. I know that, after I put the kids down, we have that time built into our schedule to just be and to just read and just spend time together. It creates this beautiful dynamic of just regular consistency that allows for, I think, human flourishing. I think that's why the monastic life has something we can learn as lay people. In the domestic church, we need that consistency. That's why Mother Church says, hey, priest, religious, pray the liturgy of the hours. It's not just because they're good prayers, it's also because it creates rhythm, it creates routine. So for us, I challenge you, as we challenge ourselves, is find a consistent rhythm. Start with a few things here and there. Maybe you pick a day that's a reset day, or an afternoon that's a reset, where you go and clean the house, you do all your laundry, whatever. Find some time in your day, each day, to, at noon I'm gonna say the Angelus. Because I think you'll find that as you build out this rhythm, this regularity, you won't feel constricted, you actually feel more free. Because you don't have to think about what you're doing next, you just can kind of go about saying, hey, it's noon, I pray the Angelus, and then I eat lunch, and then I, take some time to read, and then I go back to work. It creates this time of not having to be okay, what should I do with my time? It's my time is spoken for, it's ordered towards something, and so I can live out every moment intentionally. Because that's where it all begins, is that living every moment intentionally requires intention.